Hello and welcome to another episode of Tiva Drive. This time around we are driving the exciting new 2024 Toyota Prius Prime plug-in hybrid. This baby here is the sexiest looking Prius ever, very sleek design, and it also happens to be a plug-in hybrid. Here in our market we have a regular hybrid and plug-in hybrid. In Europe it's only sold as a plug-in hybrid. This is also the most powerful Prius ever with its 220 horsepower, and it now has a battery of 13.6 kilowatt hours, giving it a rated range of 60 kilometers. But we'll tell you about our test results and how far we've gone on electric mode only. So let's give you a bit of a walk around. You have this beautiful daytime running lights here. Right now the headlights are on. There are no fog lamps here, but it's a new design of the daytime running lights, kind of with a V shape here in the front. We won't bother opening the hood because the engine is here. The car, by the way, like all the other Toyota hybrids and plug-in hybrids, is a CVT transmission, continuously variable transmission. This particular, maybe you can come around from the sides, show the profile of the car. And this particular is the XSE model, priced from as is basically right now. It's $48,000. So it has the upgraded rims and tires. These are the 19-inch rims, which are kind of very nice and sleek. You can see from the profile from the side that this is a much sleeker design with a lower drag coefficient than all the other Priuses before. But of course the downside to that is the headroom both in the front and in the back. So let us show you first of all the room in the front and a bit of an interior. We'll go through the options of the interior before. It is a typical Toyota interior now, where the dashboard, you look not through the wheel but above the wheel, so you have to adjust the steering wheel. All the sensor suite is right here looking at you when you're using adaptive cruise with auto steer. So you have to look above the steering wheel to see the dashboard. You have the large center screen here, and your climate dashboard is here below. Your gear shifter here, your mode button here. We'll go over the options in a moment. So you have in the XSE, the upgraded version, you have the fixed glass roof, and you have two sunshades, one for the front, it's a manual sunshade, one for the front and one for the back. So it's kind of funny that you have one piece of glass, but you have two separate sunshades. I guess they wanted to give the passengers in the back possibility of closing and you staying open, perhaps. So I am right now in a comfortable driving position. Let's see what the back seat space looks like when you have a tall driver driving. So I am 190 centimeters or 6 feet 3 tall. So here I'm just okay with the headroom. I'm not touching the ceiling. However, the situation is going to be quite different in the back. Again, it's due to the shape of the car, very aerodynamic shape, but it affects the headroom, especially in the back. So let's jump in. And right away you can see not a huge amount of legroom. There is space for feet, it's fine, but not a huge amount of legroom. And of course I'm touching the ceiling in the back. There is no space for my head for somebody tall traveling in the back seat. And the backs of the rear passenger seats are not adjustable. So that's basically it. You know, if you're gonna have tall passengers traveling in the back, they might be touching the ceiling with their heads. Okay, so not much headroom. Okay, so let's show you the trunk. It's a power trunk. By the way, this is just for your fuel. The charge port is located on the other side. So here in the back, if you want to walk around and show, you have the unibrow stretching the full length of the car, and a bit of a spoiler here. There is no rear wiper. but again, we didn't drive in the rain or snow, so we can't say how dirty or clean the rear windshield will remain. But this wing here, the spoiler, should prevent the water from splashing onto the rear windshield. Hence, perhaps the rear wiper is not needed. You have the model name, the XSE here, the Prius name here, and Prime, meaning that this is a plug-in hybrid version, right here at the bottom. To open, you basically have to press on a button here. It does not appear to have the foot swipe function, so you basically have to click or press the button inside. You have a soft floppy cover for the cargo area, which folds like this. Once you remove it, you can fold it in half and just put it down. In the plug-in hybrid version, you have space here for cables, but that's about it. And this appears to be kind of just styrofoam, basically storage area under the floor. So definitely the plug-in hybrid version, because of the location of the battery, has a smaller trunk than the regular hybrid version. But we, as you know, we don't test the hybrid versions, only cars with plugs, so pure electrics and plug-in hybrids. Let us show you the charge port. So let's close the trunk and quickly show you the charge port. Obviously, it's a plug-in hybrid without fast charging capability, so you only have the J1772 plug on the side here, and that's about it. Okay, so now we're gonna jump in, take you for a spin, and tell you about our test results. All right, so here we are inside a 2024 Toyota Prius Prime, and this month, the month of September 2024, we're going to be testing a few different Toyota and Lexus plug-in cars. So it's an all Japanese month with us here at Tiva Drive. So this is the first car we picked up from them, and we're helping Toyota celebrate its 60th anniversary in Canada. So this is kind of a nice opportunity to test a few of their products and help them celebrate this anniversary. So here we are on the inside. The whole dashboard design is very similar to the BZ4X we tested before, where you are looking above the steering wheel to look at the dashboard. Right now we have it on the consumption screen. As you see, right now it's showing about 15.3 kilowatt hours, but it's because we've been sitting in one spot for a while. So we'll tell you about our test result consumption. And again, based on the 13.6 kilowatt hour battery size, even though at full it was showing 65 kilometers, we were able to do better than that. The steering wheel has all the controls for basically your screen contents, the dashboard contents, your volume button, the verbal commands, and then on the right you have your adaptive cruise controls, and then you have your skip button for the entertainment. So we're keeping it as usual on the consumption screen. So at once you have the instantaneous consumption and average consumption here until you reset it with the OK button. So we're keeping it on that. We're not resetting it for now. And here you have your current and history of consumption. So there you go. It kind of shows you the scale is from 0 to 40 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Once the car jumps into the gas mode, this graph changes into liters per 100 kilometers. So right now it's basically on electric mode, and that's why it's showing the kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. The climate is on right now. All the climate controls are here. What we like is that there is separate climate controls, not like with all some of the modern EVs, all the controls are located on the screen. We like those separate climate screens here, so all the basic functions are here. This is your gear shifter here. You have storage here, but this is not where the wireless charger is. This is the two cup holders. The actual wireless phone charger is located right here. And unfortunately, because of where it's located and how tight the spot is, it will tend to overheat. So there is a wireless charger, and the car is offering a wireless Android Auto and the wireless Apple CarPlay, but expect your phone to overheat when you place it here to be in the wireless phone charger. So it's an unfortunate design that promotes overheating of your phone while charging wirelessly. So here you have some of the basic buttons here on the center console. You have auto EV, you have EV hold mode, hold the charge mode, and then the different drive modes are on this button here. This is your auto hold for braking, and this is your ESP off button, and then there is the handbrake button is here. A bit of storage here with dual USB-C charge plugs here. You can store a few things here as well. This one surprising thing we found, that there's no rear vents. Maybe you can show the middle console here. You have the rear seats are heated in this version, but the Prius does not seem to have any vents for the rear passengers, neither for heating nor for air conditioning. And again, we can show you the quick look of the single sunroof with two sun blinds, so one for the rear, one for the front. So it's kind of interesting, but I think it's a neat idea. This being the top model, the XSE, you have the ambient lighting, but it only exists here in the front. So you can see right now it's red. You can change colors. For now it's red. The one LED stretching the full width of the dash here, and there's a little bit more, little smaller LED here on the left hand side as well. So that's about it. Let's take you for a drive. So the way you go into drive mode is you have to push it left and then towards you. Now it's in drive, which it creeps. So there's really no way to turn off the creep. And even if you put it in B, like with all the other Toyotas, there is no one pedal mode. So to put it in B mode, which is the high region mode, you press it down once, and now you can see on the dashboard we're in B mode, which is the max region mode. So obviously the region is stronger, but it does not offer the one pedal driving that a lot of the other plug-in hybrid cars offer. All right, so let us tell you about our impressions. So we'll try different modes. And by the way, the mode button being here, you have the eco mode, which we use most of the time. You have normal, you have sport, and then you have custom. So we're gonna keep it in eco for now and tell you about the results. We've basically driven the car in eco mode. It is the most powerful Prius ever with its 220 horsepower, combined power between the electric motor and the gas engine. So it is a front wheel driven car. There is no all-wheel drive version of this particular plug-in hybrid. So people wanting all-wheel drive will obviously go for the RAV4 Prime, which is an all-wheel drive plug-in hybrid, and the battery there is slightly bigger. It's 18 kilowatt hours versus 13.6 here in the Prius Prime. However, the actual electric range, because this is a much sleeker, much more aerodynamic car, the actual EV driving range is very similar. So again, we mentioned to you that the car, when fully charged, showed the range of without climate of 65. Right now we're almost at 100%. It's down to about 61% because we've been sitting on the beach shooting here with the climate on. But the consumption, so we did a highway drive, we did a highway drive with a depleted battery because we got it unfortunately with a depleted high voltage battery, and we still got a highway consumption over the 150 kilometers from Toronto to our lake house of only 3.4 liters per 100 kilometers, which is very economical. Now with the battery fully charged, the electrical consumption that we got driving around in the area around Midland was between 14 and 15 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So what that translates into is 80 kilometers, between 80 to 90, even 90 kilometers of pure electric range, depending on how aggressively you drive. Again, we would keep it in eco mode and take it easy to stretch those miles. We have gotten comments already on our YouTube post from this current generation Prius Prime owners to say that they are consistently getting 80 kilometers electric range on their Prius Primes of this new generation. And I'm not surprised, because it's one of the sleekest Priuses ever. It's also the most powerful one. The acceleration specs are 6.4 seconds from 0 to 100. Obviously, that would be using the full system power of 220 horsepower, which is using both electric and gas. So we will try and switch to that mode to see how loud the engine is. We had, obviously, driving on the highway, we were able to hear it, but it's actually quite rather quiet. It's not very intrusive. The sound of the engine does not intrude unless you press it really hard. Then the CVT transmission will run the engine on very high RPM, which then can become noisy. Excuse me. So that being said, let's try and put it in sport mode. We're coming to a stop sign in the village. We'll try and press it hard to see how it feels, the full acceleration of the 220 horses in the system. So there we go, eco, normal, sport. There we go, we are in sport mode. You have a little message here. You also have it on the main dashboard showing you which mode you're using. There we go. We are now in sport mode, and let's see how well it accelerates using the sport mode. Let's let this guy go. Actually, it seems to be staying in all electric mode, and we pretty much pressed it quite hard. So, and we're still in B mode, so the car is slowing down. We still didn't hear the engine coming on, which is kind of interesting. So the car is trying to stay in the all-electric mode. If we press the button here, there we go. The different EV modes. Here we got. Let's change the mode here. Fuel economy, power consumption. So this button here just changes basically this display on your main screen. Right now you have the fuel consumption, which is 0, obviously. So yes, actually now we can hear the engine. So the engine is on. It's just so quiet that you cannot hear it. So let's. There we go. And so definitely it doesn't seem like the engine RPM is going up. So it's basically still staying in pure electric, but the engine is there to support the power of the electric motors, which is kind of interesting. It's not a spectacular acceleration, obviously, by any stretch of imagination. 6.4 seconds is decent, but it's not like most of the other electric cars. It's not even matching the Toyota RAV4 Prime, which is with its 300 horsepower system power, and it's 5-second acceleration. So this is 6.4. But for a compact hatchback, it's actually not bad. It's quick enough, to be honest. So there we go. Now, okay, so now that perhaps the engine needed time to warm up. Now you can definitely hear it, and the acceleration is even better when both the electric motor and the engine come on. So we'll try it again now, and we should be able to get a better acceleration. The car recognizes automatic speed recognition. It even tells you that we're in a school zone, so it tells you to slow down, which is kind of nice. It does not, the adaptive cruise control we're going to demonstrate in a moment. It does include, so it is adaptive cruise, and there is auto steer, and you have the monitoring devices here. I'm not sure if you can see it on the phone camera, but there's monitors here that monitor the driver to make sure you're paying attention. If it cannot see your face, it actually tells you on the dashboard that you have to move your head so that it can see your face, to make sure that you're watching the road and not something else. So there we go. We're gonna try and turn into a side road here with a higher speed limit to see how the sport mode feels there. So yes, 80 kilometers, up to 80 kilometers or more EV range. If you take it easy, it's quite impressive for this small car. It is a small car after all, and for tall people will have an issue, especially in the back seat. The trunk space is decent, but not as big as Toyota RAV4. And with its price tag for this XSE version, including all the options at $48,000, you're getting awfully close to a lot of the pure electric SUVs currently in the market. For example, Chevy Equinox starts at $51,000 for the front-wheel drive version, and then the all-wheel drive version is not much more than that. So you're getting pretty close to prices of some pure electric cars. However, in the plug-in hybrid category, literally this is the only passenger car or small hatchback that's available with the plug-in hybrid technology. All the other plug-in hybrids are SUVs, whether it's Toyota RAV4 Prime or the competition from Hyundai and Kia. All their plug-in hybrids are now strictly SUVs. So this car has a market to itself. Not everybody wants to drive an SUV. So if you prefer smaller hatchbacks, this is the car. This is the car to have. We've asked the question on our YouTube channel what we should compare it to, and everybody's bringing up the SUVs. So really, there is no other competition for this car currently in Canada if you don't want to be driving an SUV. And so basically, the Toyota has the market all to itself in terms of the compact hatchback plug-in hybrid car. All right, so let's try and see if we can accelerate again now that the engine is warmer on the road with a higher speed limit. There we go. The wheels, we got a bit of a wheel spin. Yeah, and I'm pressing hard. This is, yeah. So again, 6.4 seconds, not spectacular, but it's quick enough. You know, for city driving, highway driving, merging with highway traffic, etc., etc. You know, it's quick enough. So we definitely recommend that you should test drive this car and consider it if you're shopping for a plug-in hybrid car, especially if you don't need to be in an SUV. You sit lower definitely than all the SUVs, but because of its sleek shape, you will stretch your EV miles much further, and also your fuel consumption is going to be lower because of the car's aerodynamics. Okay, so that's about it for our test. Thank you for watching, and as usual, do not forget to press the subscribe button on our channel to be informed when the next review will be coming up. And as usual, we have to mention that this review is brought to you by our real estate company, Condos and Castles Realty Inc. You can find them at www.condosandcastles.com. Thank you for watching, and see you at the next review.